Good morning, everyone. Happy that you all could join us on today's 4-year anniversary for OCCAP. It's been an amazing experience to get to know each and every one of you and continually meet new people and just learn how each and every one of you are making an impact within the community and collectively how we're coming together. That is what CAP was really founded on several years ago by Dave Bates, the founder. Actually, this Monday, we had met all the different chapters. So we have a Stockton chapter up there, which is doing really great in the Bay Area. We've got a San Fernando Valley chapter, one in Glendale, the one that kind of is like central kind of downtown LA, the LA CAP. We have a Long Beach CAP. So Orange County was actually the first chapter that came out of CAP. And so just really excited to be able to celebrate this anniversary, and all of you have really made it possible. So thank you so much. And I also want to do a huge shout out to the Sheriff's Department. Me and Danny attended the volunteer picnic, and it was an awesome experience. We went last year, and so Danny won a prize. I was like, "What are the?" And he goes, "I never win anything." So it was really fun, and they had the cute little. They had the dog, they have the horses, and it was just great, being able to sit and celebrate with everyone who generously volunteers their time. And, just again, thank you to the Sheriff's Department for making that possible and doing that for us. So we'll go ahead and go into our normal introductions, where then we're going to go into, our return on investment speaker, Teresa, who was provided by Melody over at the Sheriff's Department. And then the Sheriff's Department is going to talk about the tablet rollout. And then we're going to talk about some updates, some like future things that are going to be happening with CAP, and then closing it out and letting anyone share any events. So we'll go ahead and get into the introductions with everyone. So my name's Megan Langston. I'm the chair of OCCAP, and also the CCO of Human Works Foundation. And then I also work for my family's business, Air Right. We do commercial air conditioning, refrigeration, cooking equipment. And then we also chair the Employment and Entrepreneurship Working Group for Orange County Veterans and Military Families Collaborative. So just happy you all could be here, and I will let Angela introduce herself.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone. My name is Angela, or Angie. I do work with Megan at Human Works doing client relations. I'm also a formerly incarcerated woman at the time in the state of California. I am very excited to be doing advocacy for OCCAP, and I've actually been working with OCCAP a little bit longer than Human Works. I was an ROI speaker. I think, Megan, you said like 2021. So it's been a lot of evolution. Megan always calls it a labor of love, and it really is. We are very excited to hear about the tablet rollout. As somebody who has been incarcerated in IRC Orange County Jail, yes, this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that's happening. So I really look forward to hearing about it. And thank you so much for your support and collaboration. I will popcorn it to Carol if you're there. She is our administrator.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carol, and I am the admin assistant of Human Works Foundation and the OCCAP secretary. I'm the one responsible for our social media and marketing and sending you these reminder and recap emails. So again, feel free to send out your flyers that you would like us to promote on our socials, and I will drop my email on the chat. So if you need anything OCCAP related, let me know. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Carol. And then I will kick it over to Joe.
Morning, everybody. Joe Balicki, a retired assistant sheriff for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. I currently work for the CEO's office as part of their OC Cares team, specifically doing reentry work.
Thanks. And then let me have C. Holiday.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. I was introduced, I work for 211, which is a hub for a lot of nonprofit, and Karen introduced me to this here platform because she know the work that I do in the community. I am a chaplain at the prison. I go to the women prison in Linwood County, and I mentor and I motivate them to help them to inspire so they can have a direction when they get out. I'm also a mentor and a chaplain to Gems Uncover, which help with human trafficking. I'm an advocate for them. So I mentor to the women who decide to come back into society. I give them the etiquette and the type of tools that they need so they can be able to survive on their own out in the world. And I'm also a part of SC Justice Group, where we help families who's dealing with incarceration. I'm a facilitator and I help with the healing process, as in working with them. And then I'm also a part of Black Lives Matter. I do the ground and healing for the community to help them to be able to move some of the negative energy that's holding them back from them doing the work that they need to do. So it's an honor. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the great work that you're doing within the community.
Thank you.
Happy to have you. Raj?
Good morning, everybody. Raj Tower. I'm the program administrator for Orange County. Just be supervising and oversee all the clients in Orange County.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Lori?
Hello, everyone. I'm Lori Friedman. I'm CEO of Family Financial Management, and I wanted to bring an update. My company has just found out that there is going to be a new payroll tax. The law has been implemented, the law has been passed, but the implementation is what we are waiting on, and it will affect every working employee and self-employed person in the state of California, where they must have either before this law is implemented, which we're seeing as January 1st, 24, they must have a long-term care policy in place if they do not want to have this new payroll tax that is coming down the pike. So obviously, because this is a recorded program right now, I cannot talk more about it, but I will leave my contact information. I stress as much as I can stress that everybody needs to have a conversation with me so that I can update you as to what this means to you as an employee or a self-employed person in the state of California. So I'm licensed, so that's why, because this is recorded and possibly posted, I can't say anything more. But I will leave my contact information in the chat, and please reach out to me because this is majorly important and it's going to affect every single employee and self-employed person in the state.
Awesome. Thank you for that update, Lori. I'll have to touch base with you sometime this week.
Yes,
so thank you for that. And that's just a good segue also for everyone to make sure that you're putting your contact information in the chat. So go ahead and make sure when you have time to do that. Laura?
Hi, you caught me off guard. Hi, I'm Laura Jose. I'm the Chief Deputy Public Defender with the Public Defender's Office. So I'm happy to be here and interested to hear about the tablets and the progress we're making on that. I'm not sure if I can stay for the whole meeting. So if I tap out, I'll catch up with you later. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Chelsea?
Good morning, Megan. Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I want to make sure that my audio is on the correct setting. So my name is Chelsea Gordon. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator with Twin Town Treatment Centers. We are a PHP IOP for substance use disorders. We do have locations in LA County as well as Orange County. We have 3 in Orange County. We do work with Medi-Cal as well as all of the commercial insurances except for Kaiser. And I just want to say happy 4-year anniversary to OC Cap and Megan. I really appreciate it. I've had the pleasure and the honor to be an ROI speaker as well, because I come from the justice impacted population. And I'm truly, truly grateful on behalf of all of us that do believe in chance and change, that you guys are doing great advocacy work. And we really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Chelsea, and thank you for being sharing your story. I think it was like a year ago, and just thank you for all the community work that you do as well. So, Emma.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I'm here on behalf of Hire OC. I'm an intern, and I'm just here to listen and learn.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Emma. All right, Melody.
Good morning. I'm Melody Cantrell. I'm with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and I'm a program manager for Inmate Services Division.
Awesome. Thank you. Jose.
Good morning, everybody. I work with Orange County Conservation Corps. We employ youth from ages 18 to 30 in the Orange County area. So if you have somebody who needs work, send them our way. Thank you, Ms. Megan, for having us in here, and happy 4th year anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Danielle.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Danielle Vanderies. I'm the operations manager now at South County Outreach. For those of you who don't know, we're a food pantry in the city of Irvine. So if you have any clients that are living in Orange County, we just ask for a valid ID and then they can come and shop in our pantry.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And thank you for also getting some of your team with the NOC. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us.
Lanny.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lonnie Junko. I'd like to congratulate Megan for the 4th birthday of the CAP Community Action Partnership Alliance. You have done a great job at the community, coordinating and collaborating with, the community. Thank you so much for that. And so anyway, my name is Lonnie Junko. I actually now work for people assisting the homeless, and we also help the reentry population. So yeah, I could be a resource. I'm actually now a case manager for care coordinations, where we work with the county and the city to resolve the homeless problems. So we try to assist in any way we can. So if I could be a resource for homeless resources. And thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Thanks, Lanny, for being here. Eric with the Salvation Army.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric. I'm with the Salvation Army Anaheim Emergency Shelter. We are a low barrier shelter, which means we take anyone and everyone. We are faith-based, and really the only way to get into our program is going to be through contacting CityNet or Anaheim Police Department. So anyone who is seeking shelter can contact us in that way to be referred over to us. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for being here, Eric. Vaughn.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Vaughn Bernardes. I'm the program director at Carpenter Training Partners. We're located in Anaheim, right across from Angel Stadium. And we're starting our next cohort on Thursday, July 6th. We train justice-involved individuals, youth, women, military veterans. So we would like to train your clients if they're interested in pursuing a career in construction. Thank you. And congratulations, Megan.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Vaughn.
Debbie. Someone said hi to Vaughn.
Oh, hi.
It's Jose.
Hi.
Jose.
Hey, Jose.
Hey, Vaughn.
Orange County Conservation Corps are hosting CTP training. So want to give a big shout out to Jose and the team.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for making the
pleasure.
introduction to Vaughn, to Jose.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Debbie.
Hi, my name is Debbie Mandley, and I'm the new Parole Service Associate over here at the Orange Parole Unit. I'll be assisting field unit parole agents who are responsible for casework services on parolees. And my district administrator, Raj Talwar, asked me to join in today to start becoming familiar with our community partnerships.
Oh, happy to have you here, Debbie, and we'll be having a follow-up meeting, right, Raj? Later on after to discuss the details. So cool. Great for you to be here and meet some of the community providers.
Thank you.
Marissa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marissa. I'm a case manager at People Assisting the Homeless. I do care coordination. I'm relatively new, so this is my first meeting with y'all.
Well, happy to have you, Marissa, and you'll be able to make some good connections to hopefully help you with assisting your clients. Nisha, welcome.
Hi, Megan. Hi. I at North Orange Continuing Education. My full educational service for the entire community, from infant to active adult, senior, and persons with special needs. But we also have a focus on justice impacted persons. A big congratulations to OCCAP and Megan and her leadership. She is a tremendous community partner. We have done quite a bit of things in a short amount of time that we're super proud of. And we are looking forward to the next 40 years of great work here in Orange County.
Oh,
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you. Let me go to Myra.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mayra Gonzalez. I am a community partner, and I'm just here to soak in all the information and all the resources available. And congratulations, Megan and your team on 4 years.
Thank you so much for being here. Jenilyn.
Hi, everyone. Jenilyn Santos with Chrysalis. Congratulations, Megan, on your 4th birthday for the OC Cap or Cap OC. I feel like it was just yesterday. We just did the first one in your office. So, but I also have some news to share. This will be my last meeting with Chrysalis. I am starting a new position next week with Rev Hub OC, which is in collaboration with One OC. So I'm so sad that
basically
oh, go ahead.
So I'm so sad that this is my last meeting here with you guys in this role, but hopefully I will be able to rejoin in my new position. But please don't hesitate to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm on there. So if anyone has any questions, you can still connect with me there. But I will put my manager's information in the chat. So if anyone my last day is the 3rd. So if anyone has any questions after the 3rd, don't hesitate to reach out to her. But if you have my information, you can also reach out to me up until then. But thank you so much, Megan. You have been a huge support and just an amazing resource for my entire time in this role. So I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, Jenilyn. You were there for the first meeting. I know there's some other individuals here that like Agent Tong, he was there for the first meeting. So it's just kind of crazy how time flies, even with COVID, and just being able to bring everyone together. And hopefully we're able to still network and help the community in your new role. Chrysalis is definitely going to miss you, but I'm sure they have someone great to try to fill your shoes. So let's go to Agent Tong.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Xavier Tong. I'm the parole agent supervisor for the Division of Adult Parole Operation. Currently, I'm the interim PAC coordinator for the Orange County. So PAC meeting is a meeting that DAPO put out monthly to help assist with our newly offenders released from prison by connecting them with various community services here in Orange County to kind of help, assist with the parole adjustment. So that's me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. And again, I remember you were at the first meeting too. So time flies, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I know there was, let's see, I have missed one. Okay. Enrique, trying to make sure I get everyone.
Good morning. My name is Enrique, and I'm the program manager at Genesis New Beginnings. We are a substance abuse medical center in Huntington Beach.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Enrique.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, our spotlight speaker, Teresa Young's going to be sharing her story. But I wanted to give the opportunity for Melody to really introduce her before she shares her story.
Thanks, Megan. So I want to introduce Teresa Young. I'll give you a little bit of history on the program that she came from. I'm sure she'll talk about it too, but I definitely wanted to bring her in to represent our all-in program that we have over at the Sheriff's Department in our OC jails. We actually started the program back in 2017, and Teresa was one of our very first graduates in our first session. I've stayed in contact with her over the years. She's doing great. She's going to share her story with you guys. I'm not going to take up too much time to talk about All In. I'll do that after Teresa speaks. And if she doesn't touch on everything, I'll kind of pick up some of the pieces, but I love her. I think she's amazing. I'm so happy she's here with us. And I hope you guys see all of the amazing work she's doing.
Thank you, Melody. Okay, so this is my first time ever telling my story from beginning to end. So I had to write it down. So I hope that's okay. So just bear with me. I'll just jump in. All right. So my name is Teresa Young, and I've been clean for over 3 years. Like many others like me, I have a lot of trauma that shaped the twists and turns of my life and led me to a lot of poor choices. When I was a little girl, myself and every other little girl in the neighborhood was molested by my father. I watched my father molesting my sister and remember feeling jealous that he liked her more. How twisted is that? And after my father got found out and I had to go to jail for molesting us, my mom allowed this man back into our house to try and make us a family still. No one is perfect, and my mom stayed in the marriage for religious reasons, but you can see right from the start why I felt unimportant and unworthy. I remember being 13 and repeating to myself over and over in my head, you're just a stepping stone, you're just a stepping stone. During that court trial with my dad, I was told to lie and say he didn't molest me by my mom. I didn't know what was right and wrong. And at the time, I wanted my dad back too, because my mom was so sad and I just wanted her to be happy and for everything to be okay. Even at that young age, accepting myself was dependent on others accepting me. So I pulled a classic Teresa and put all of my cares aside and got into a codependent relationship with my mom, which ended up following me into every relationship I've had. A couple of years after my dad came back to live with us, he cheated on my mom and basically abandoned us. Then finally something good happened, and my mom met my stepdad, who's an amazing purpose, and life was finally good and stable. During those teenage years, however, I knew I had feelings for girls, but I knew my extremely religious family would not be accepting just due to all the homophobic comments I heard throughout the years. I was 18 when I finally came out, backed by the support of a new group of friends I'd made. I finally felt like I was me and like I belonged. Then these friends introduced me to meth, and my life would never be the same. Because of my friends' acceptance and my family's rejection, I felt the friend group was where I belonged. So I spent the next 5 years addicted to meth, on and off the streets, in and out of major depression, just thrashing around in life, trying to escape my reality every chance I got. Then I got real sick and had to go into the hospital, at which point my family came back into my life. I'd had enough of the struggle, so I agreed to come home and try to get and stay sober. Lucky for me, during that time, I met up with an old friend I knew was clean from drugs, and boom, we fell in love. That was my first time in love, and it was with a man, so I didn't get any heat from my family. For the next 12 years, I built up my life and career in the medical field and had no issues with drugs. During that time, I got pregnant with and lost twins, which just added to the trauma I was ignoring. Well, ignoring it along with all the childhood stuff got too heavy, and I turned to alcohol to cope with all the emotions that were like a tornado in me. I started losing jobs and relationships due to my drinking, and I got my first DUI. It was apparent I needed some help, but I didn't know where to go. Found a sober living house and moved in, all while secretly drinking any chance I got. I realized I was in big trouble because I wasn't interested in stopping and was only trying to be sober for my family. I met a girl at the sober living and we fell in love. Her name was Carrie, and she also had a history of meth use. At that time, I did not know about her lengthy criminal record that included a lot of white-collar crime and jail stays. It really didn't matter, though. I was blinded by love and so desperate to hold on to it. I didn't know this woman was a total sociopath until a year into the relationship. I found out cheating on me with several people we considered friends in the NA program. The way it all went down was so humiliating and damaging, and it was completely unbearable in the moment. So what did I do? I remembered my old drug dealer all years before and drove to his house in Riverside, not knowing if he even still lived there. Well, he did. And after that, it was off to the races. I still couldn't let go of the relationship with Carrie, so I reintroduced her to meth and had no idea how far down this relapse would take me. My career as a medical biller was getting in the way of my drug use, so I quickly lost that job. Carrie introduced me to the world of crime, and little by little, I felt like I was losing my soul. Sorry. Never in that 5 years on the streets when I was younger did it occur to me that if I did something, I could just take it. This time around was so different, and I sold out on myself and my family and followed this woman into the depths of the criminal world. Not too far into the crime world, I became an IV user, and that was a whole different ballgame. I had several crimes going at once just to support my habit, and the cops caught on and raided my house. At age 35, I was incarcerated for the first time. And once you're in the system, it's so easy to keep going back to jail if you're an addict, because every relapse is another violation and another jail stay and more trauma. These were the darkest times of my life, and I have so many traumatic moments that kept pushing me under anytime I tried to get sober. I honestly lost all hope and stopped trying. I resigned myself to a life of drugs and crime, knowing I could never be a nurse again with the record I accumulated. I remember it was Valentine's Day, and I was in OCJ in the IRC in the 2-man cells with a cellmate that had a lot of mental illness. I was sitting down writing a letter, and bam, she starts punching me, and it came out of. At one point, she broke my glasses and picked up a piece of glass to try me. I made it out of that situation with 2 black eyes and just a total fear of everything around me. That same week, I was called out of my cell into one of the classrooms. I'm sitting there with my 2 black eyes, and I see Melody and Dominique walk in, and I'm clueless of what's going on. They offer me the opportunity to join their all-in program. Having just gotten jumped in front of my entire pod, I wanted out of there so bad. Looking weak in jail is a green light to get messed with really bad. Because of this and the opportunity to get out of my cell a couple times a day, I joined the program. I had no idea at the time I was about to start building a foundation with which I could get my life back. My main reason in my head for staying on drugs in and out in a life of crime was the loss of my nursing career. I had no idea how to become part of society again. That was until the All-In Program's reentry services helped me lay out a roadmap of how to do each task step by step. My case manager, Andrea, guided me and helped me with the needs specific to my case. Project Kinship presented stories of success and peer support from those who had been where I was, inspiring hope in me. The Public Defender's Office helped sort out my legal issues and helped me get my ID, Social Security card, and birth certificate, making it easier for me to find employment upon release. And Working Wardrobes made me workforce ready with their resume courses, writing classes, and felony-friendly insider information on where I could find work. With all these resources and new people trying to help me change my life, I built a community of people who wanted to help me live a better life. Without the All-In program, I would never have pushed myself to change. Essentially, the All-In program helped me see there was a way out with services covering all of my reentry needs. But more than that, the connections with the people who ran the program is what truly inspired me to change. I remember upon my release, some of the staff were waiting in the lobby with my family for me. This meant everything to me. Melody and Andrea were there for me even after my release and helped me navigate the overwhelming feelings that come with starting over. Even now, after all these years, Melody and I are still friends, and I consider her family. Unfortunately, that sobriety only lasted about 5 months after I was released. But what was different was that I now had hope, and I knew there was another life out there for me. As it stands now, I have about 5 years jail-free, 3 years off meth, and 2 off alcohol. I moved to Arizona with my family and am starting my 3rd year of college, going to be a drug and alcohol counselor. Right now in life, I still feel like a brand new baby in the world. I realize addiction starts in my mind, and therefore I had to change my relationship to my thoughts and emotions and how I process them. I had to change how I felt about myself. I hope one day I can use all my experiences to help someone see the way out of their darkness as I have come out of it. Thank you.
Wow, Teresa, you did such an amazing job articulating your story. You would never know that this is your first time you've ever shared your story. So honestly, congratulations. And, you know, congratulations on your sobriety. Congratulations on going to school to be, you know, a drug and alcohol counselor, to really give that, right? You're trying to give back and give that hope. And part of the reason why we call it the ROI speaker is because not only it's a return on investment. If you put in the work, you're returning the investment on yourselves and showing that you're worthy. And then also on the flip side, for us as providers, we see like individuals are going through different things at different times, and we just need to learn how to cope with them in a healthy way. And so I'm just so glad that you know, you were able to meet Melody and go through the all-in program, and that it gave you that foundation, like what you said, to continue on, you know, in your life and being happy and you know, giving back and just honestly, so thank you. I mean, couldn't think of like a better way to have someone you know, really celebrate what CAP is, and that is, you know, you, right? You are one of those stories. Angela, you know, Chelsea, right? So we have all these different individuals that share their story each month, and it just continually inspires me, and just recharges our batteries as providers too, and letting us know that it is possible. So thank you so much. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share with Teresa or say?
I just want to say hi, Teresa. It's Chelsea. Congratulations, job well done. Welcome to freedom. And anything is possible here on this side of the tracks when life changes. And I'm truly, truly grateful for you sharing your story. It does take a lot of courage to do so. But when we do that, we do heal a little bit more each time we share our stories, and we also get to bring hope to other people that need change as well too. So thank you for everything that you've just shared with us.
Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you too, and you're so brave and courageous for doing this. You never blinked an eye when I asked you to cover. And yeah, and I know that this was probably stressful for you, but you did it so well. Thank you so much for sharing your story. When you have a second, look at the chat box, because you have all of these messages of people who are here and just supporting you and congratulating you. So take a look at it.
Thank you, Mel. It's so inspiring to hear that there were other speakers too that have been through the jail system. I didn't realize that. So thank you for, I mean, because I'm trying to work in that field. So thank you for showing me that it's possible. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you, Teresa, for sharing and as well as keeping your composure together. Most of the time people share their story and they break down, and you could tell they still need the healing, but I didn't see that from you. So I just wanted to just congratulate you from being able to go through that healing process and then still own it and stand in it and be able to share your story with others who can heal just like you did. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
I also must applaud you, Teresa, and I think you have a speaking career in the future too.
Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else have anything else they'd like to say to Teresa? I don't want to cut anyone off. I know there's, again, like Mel said, there's lots of great things in the chat, just praising you. Again, you would have no idea that this is your first time sharing your story, and I would encourage you to continually share your story with other women or just individuals in general. I would say that you know, your story would definitely help other people who have experienced different things, and that is honestly part of the reason why you know, Melody and Dominic and former Assistant Sheriff Bilecki believe so strongly in the lived experience speaker program, because it does help every time you go in and they're sharing their story. You see the engagement that happens. You see the light, you know, that glimmer of hope in their eyes, just seeing that it is possible. So just know that your story is powerful. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, moving along with the agenda. Mel, you got a hard act to follow. Are you going to be sharing your screen at all, Mel? Or are you
I
just
don't
gonna...
have anything to share.
Okay.
Do you want me to go straight into tablets, or do you want me to talk a little bit about any of our programs that we are currently working on?
Do both, yes.
Okay. So obviously, I want to highlight the All-In program, which is the program that Teresa just talked about coming from. Like I said, it was formed in 2017, and the goal of it was really just to encourage individuals in our custody to prepare themselves for their reentry back into the community. We knew that we couldn't do it alone with just Orange County Sheriff's Department staff. So the collaboration piece was incredibly important for this specific program. The details of the program were that it was an 8-week-long program. The individuals that volunteered to sign up for the program basically were in programming Monday through Friday, morning and afternoon. So they basically were in the classroom with us 10 times a week for an 8-week period of time. So we were really there establishing relationships with these individuals. We usually capped it at about 15 individuals per session. And like I said, Teresa was actually one of our very first graduates, along with 14 other individuals for that first cohort. And since the inception, we completed 12 sessions of All-In prior to COVID hitting. So as soon as COVID hit, we actually had to shut it down. But in that time, we were actually able to gather some statistics on that program. And although our research analyst was still working on that, and we're in the middle of trying to gather all of the data, what it's looking like is the recidivism rate for that All-In program falls to be within like 32 to 35%, which is a huge decrease from the state average of recidivism. So that's a huge compliment to this program. I think one of the things for this program, one, that made it so successful was the relationships that were established because of so much time we spent with the individuals, the collaboration that was there and all the partnerships that we had created. Teresa mentioned a few: working wardrobes, a public defender's office, probation was a key player in it. We've since developed way more partnerships and brought people on board. We have CGA, which is Criminal and Gang Members Anonymous, that are a part of it. We have some creative writing things that go on in some of our programs. We have a number of different partners that kind of come into our programs and assist with the reentry needs and everything that they do while they're incarcerated. Another component of the program that made it so successful was the reentry component. So many of these individuals who would complete All-In would go directly into sober living, or they'd go directly into residential treatment if that is something that they needed. So we were able to really establish the foundation with them on their recovery as soon as they entered the community. And many of them did. I mean, the individuals that I keep in contact with that have graduated from the program, many of them have gone into the field of recovery, which is so great to see because they're just sharing their stories, and it's just like floating down the river, right, to all those other individuals who are either incarcerated or struggling with substance abuse or drug addiction. So I love that some of the individuals that actually came from our All-In program are now helping all of these individuals in our community. So I love what everybody has done and all of their accomplishments. I do have some of my case managers, I think, on the call. Andrea and John, I think they're on here. I saw John post something in the chat, and I'm so grateful to them too, because they made that program extremely successful. And after COVID, we obviously had a ton of restrictions after COVID, so many of our programs shut down. But since we've been able to kind of start back up again, we have reestablished our All-In program. It's not exactly the same as it was when we first initiated it, but we're getting back there. We're currently running groups for both our males and our females, so everybody's getting an opportunity to be a part of it. And then we obviously, for those of you who don't know all of the programming that is done in the jails, We have specific programs available for our TAY population, which is transitional age youth. We have specific programs for our veteran population. So we call that our Humvee unit, which is housing unit for military veterans. And all of those programs, and let me say one more thing. We also have a Pride program for LGBTQI population. And all of those programs basically take model after the all-in model. And so they all, they're in a therapeutic community. They all get programming Monday through Friday. We have a collaborative agreement with a ton of different community-based organizations and county agencies that come in and provide services. We provide reentry services to all the individuals that are in these programs. And those are some of our like specialized programs where we have specialized housing units and therapeutic community. We also, for the general population, have a wide variety of services, including educational programs that are ran through our contracted partner, which is Rancho Santiago Community College. We have a ton of life skills groups that some of us do in-house. We have employment-based programs. We have life skills. I don't know if I already said that. We have a reentry program. So we have, for the individuals who are getting released, we can meet with them and do pre-release planning sessions, or we can bring them into the classroom and talk about resources in the community. Those are the classes that many of your lived experience folks from this group actually go in and speak to, which thanks to Megan, we've been able to successfully run that program for a couple of years now. So those are just in a nutshell, some of the programs that we're currently running in the jails. So the individuals, when they're incarcerated, I know it's a horrible situation to be in, but we try to provide as much as possible to be kind of that glimmer of hope for them and try to get them prepared for when they get released. And if you have any questions about specific programming, I'd be happy to answer them in the chat, or I'd be happy to answer them here, or you can always contact me. I left my phone number and my email address in the chat as well, if you guys need to get a hold of me for any further questions. And then I'm going to take a breath because next I'm going to talk about our tablet program, which it sounds from the introductions, many of you are interested and excited to hear about where we're at with that. I was talking to Megan a little bit earlier this morning and she's like, where are we? And I wanted to tell her, just wait. Like I have some updates, wait for the meeting, but we went over a little bit of it. But I'm happy to report just yesterday, the Board of Supervisors actually approved to move forward with the contract. Apparently there was a need for expansion of the current contract to include our James A. Music facility. So we needed to go to the board and they needed to approve that expansion of the contract. They did approve it. And so we are set to move forward with the rollout of the tablet program into our jails. We're anticipating within the next couple of weeks, definitely by July 17th, we will start our pilot program over at the IRC. And if you are all familiar with the Orange County jail locations, we actually have 4 that are open. And then we have the farm over in Irvine. So the one over in Santa Ana, or one of the 3 that are over in Santa Ana, is called our IRC facility. That's where we'll be rolling out July 17th. And we're going to, pilot it basically to work out all the kinks and kind of figure out how everything is working. It's obviously a huge undertaking and something brand new to Orange County. So we're going to be doing a lot of learning and probably tweaking a lot of the different policies and procedures and things like that, because there's a lot of things that go into this. So we'll pilot it at the IRC. We'll probably work it out for about a month, and then we'll expand it out to our women's and central men's jail facilities. And then we'll roll it out to our Theo Lacey facility. And then finally, when the farm opens in Irvine, we'll roll it out to our farm facility as well. Just to give you a little background on kind of what the tablet will look like and what types of applications will be available on there. For our IRC, men's and central jail and Theo Lacey, the ratio of tablets is going to be 2 to 1. So one tablet will be issued for every 2 inmates. And so what these individuals will be doing is they'll probably get like a 4-hour block of time every day to utilize the tablets. While they're utilizing the tablets, they can access applications for like educational programs, religious services, any type of reentry programs. I think they have some life skills programs. So it's kind of like an enhancement of some of the services that we currently already offer face-to-face. But as many of you know, there are some housing locations within our jail system where individuals are you know, they're not allowed to come out for face-to-face programming, or their classification levels don't allow them to program with the general population. So using the tablets will be a huge advance or advantage to them, because they're not able to come out to some of the other programs that we offer. So this will basically give them an opportunity to engage in all of the services that we currently provide on the tablet. So in addition to some of the programming options and applications that will be on there, they'll also have video visitation. So that will be great for the individual's families. Many of these individuals have elderly parents or children who can't come to the jails to visit them on the weekends. So being able to visit them through video visiting on the tablets will be an amazing, you know, addition to what they're able to do. And so that will, and many of them are out of the community, so they can't visit. So I think this will be an excellent tool for them to use to be able to actually reconnect or connect with their families on a regular basis. In addition to that, although it's like all of those things are going to be covered on the basic programming, right? So anything over and above that, so individuals will be able to access things like music and movies, but they will be charged for those things. So everything else comes at the expense of what's in the contract and will be covered through the contract, but everything in addition, like music or movies, will be purchased by the individuals who are incarcerated. I think I covered a couple of different, and I'll answer any questions. I know that the tablets will not be connected to the internet. So things like email transactions or correspondence back and forth is not going to be an option for them. I know that there are some limitations, and I think once we get in there and we start playing around with the screens and the tablets and figuring everything out, I think we're going to see what some of the restrictions might be. But I think we're also going to see some things that we weren't anticipating in terms of, you know, additional programs that are offered. So I think that it's going to be an excellent addition to what we currently offer. I see from Laura, it says our video visits charged for. They will not be. There will be no charge.
And we were also told, I have a question, that they'll be able to set up visits with counsel. So are those kind of just, they'll have their block of, maybe you guys haven't figured this out yet, but they'll have their block of time, or so they could just pre-arrange a time with their lawyer, or will there be a way that the lawyer can get a message from the client that they are seeking a video, you know, because otherwise you're gonna have to set up a time, right, for the two people to engage?
Yeah, so the visits with counsel are obviously, we want to keep them confidential as well. So they're not going to be able to have those while they're in their day rooms or in their cells on their tablets. So there is an additional piece to this, and I'm not extremely familiar with it, but I know that there's going to be a video option set up in one of the official visiting booths, and that is where they will have their visits with counsel. So it will still be protected and confidential, but it will have to be arranged and it will have to be scheduled and set up. And again, I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but there are going to be options available to do that, which will make it way easier on the public defender's office and anyone else that they need to meet with attorney-wise.
Okay, we'll just keep our ears posted for how that is gonna be implemented, because I know that will be, I mean, obviously we prefer in-person visits for tons of reasons, but sometimes there's just like simple things like, you know, your court date's going to be extended, or, you know, then that person doesn't have to be, it doesn't take, sorry, jail staff, but 3 hours to get to see a client.
I know.
So that'd be great. So I'll just keep posted for that information. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions regarding tablets or programs that we are offering in the jails?
Melody, you did such a great job. No one else has questions. They're just enamored by all the information you gave them.
Maybe I talk so fast, everybody's just trying to catch up.
No, I think we're all good. Well, everyone has your information, and if they don't, they can always, you know, reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to give them your phone number. you know, your direct line, and then also your email if they do have some follow-up questions about the tablets rollout. And again, as she said, you know, there's going to be changes made given the fact that, you know, they're rolling it out at the IRC. So just because it's maybe one way now, it may not be that way, you know, in a few months after they've gone through these processes. So I'm just really excited that the Sheriff's Department is rolling this out and being able to provide more access to programs, more ability to communicate, you know, with their friends and family, and just kind of reconnecting to the outside world to help inspire them. So thank you so much, Melody, for all your hard work. You know, you've done a lot in the community, and you've built a lot of relationships with, you know, like Teresa, and then Eric. Even Eric said in the chat that you helped him 7 years ago as well with Salvation Army. So, you know, it just shows, like, you know, you're doing a great job. The Sheriff's Department is doing a great job. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and one more thing, sorry, I forgot to mention. Another really cool component is that we can actually upload any PDF file and have it uploaded on the tablets for anyone to access. And we could create icons and tabs for specific resources. So many of you that are on this call who provide resources to the formerly incarcerated population in the community, many of your flyers are going to be submitted to the tablet so that they can access those resources. And if any of you have anything that you'd like to send to me, I already have some notes written down on a couple of you because I heard you in your introduction. I'm like, I want to make contact with that person. So either myself or one of my case managers will probably be reaching out to you, but we do want to definitely include as many resources as possible into those PDF files so that individuals can access them. Okay, I'm done, Megan.
Oh, no, it's good. That was a great follow-up and additional information, because I'm sure everyone on this call would love to be able to put that information and put it in their fingertips so that, you know, we can continue to reach more individuals where they're at. So thank you so much. Any other questions before we move along with the agenda? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and just continue to, oh, someone had a question? No? Okay. Just want to be mindful. All right, so some news, some updates. So here's your team for OC CAP. We've got myself, Lisa, Angela, and Carol, of course. And so I went in with Moses on Friday. We went inside and spoke to the Tay and Humvee individuals, and so he was sharing his story. Some of you may remember Moses. He works with ABC SoCal, the American Building Contractors of America, and so he is currently their electrical instructor over there. And so it was great. He really made an impact on a lot of the younger guys. And then even some of the individuals that, you know, were still fighting their case, he really gave them hope, because he fought his case while he was inside Riverside. So they really enjoyed that. So, you know, we're trying to go in every month. And so some of you, your information is not on this flyer. And so I would love for you all to be able to complete the survey that's sent out in the reminder and the recap email. It just captures the information that we can add to the flyer, so that when we go inside, you know, whoever is the lived experience speaker, I let them share their story, and then we talk about the different resources, and we're building that communication and being able to you know, see, is this really the resource that they're looking for? And then it also helps us helps them when they're having these conversations with their case manager, you know, what resources they're really wanting to reach out to, so that they can start to build that relationship with that particular organization. So it was just really great that a lot of the individuals were wanting to get into the trade. So they were asking them a lot of questions. And so it was just a lot of great dialogue. So I would encourage you, you know, if you don't have your resources on this flyer, or if you don't know that you are, you can contact me or Carol, and we can let you know if you're on the flyer, or you can just go ahead and resubmit your your information. Maybe it needs to get updated anyways. Joe, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, for those of you that are service providers related to employment training or employment opportunities, we are hosting the July Community Partnership Program meeting at Probation on Thursday, the 20th from 3 to 5 p.m. And it's specifically for employment opportunities. So I know we got a lot of service providers on the meeting today that are offering either job training or employment. If you did not receive an email from me with the flyer, my email is in the chat. Feel free to give me an email. I'll put you down on the list. We would love to have you. We'll have some guest speakers. But at the end of the day, it's networking, and we're looking at finding all the organizations out there that offer it up, because we're going to get you guys all into Unite Us, and then we'll be able to push those resources out to our formerly incarcerated folks.
Yes, thank you, Joe. And that that event flyer was on the reminder email, and it will also be on the recap email. So just in case you all don't have a chance to catch Joe's information, or you forgot to grab it out of the chat, you can also reach out to me, and I can also send you that information, or just make a warm introduction to Joe.
If you guys, just real quick, if you guys have any issues with the QR code for Eventbrite, don't worry about it. Just shoot me an email and I'll put you on the list.
Thanks,
I'm not technologically savvy, so we tried it, but if it doesn't work so well, we're going to go back to the old fashioned way, just writing everybody down.
I get it. No worries. I did have issues, but that's why I just emailed you directly to put me on the list.
I did too.
Again, thank you all for making 4 years happen with OCCAP. I honestly, I can't do it alone. Oh, it looks like I spelled future wrong. Oh, that's amazing. You can tell I did this last night. I was a little tired. One of the things is that I want to be more intentional with CAP. So intentional with, community partners time. Now, since we're going back into COVID, are coming back from COVID, a lot of us are all doing events in person. And so we all feel kind of stretched thin, just kind of the feedback, just from conversations that I'm having with individuals. And then also, we've had such a warm reception from everyone when we go inside and they're sharing their story with these lived experience inside Theo Lacey, that, why don't we really be able to partner with someone like Parole with the PAC meetings to really introduce that ROI speaker piece with them. And so also trying to support a lot of these community providers with your events, being able to make sure not only that you're reaching out to me so that I can share the event, but sometimes I'm seeing that a lot of events are overlapping. So how about we create more of like a resource calendar, right? So that we're not overlapping these events, so that we're being more intentional and mindful of those that are wanting to go to all these events if possible, so that we can make a bigger impact. We're going to continue to partner with the Sheriff's Department and do the lived experience speaker program. When it comes to who we're looking to partner with, and these discussions are still being had, so just so you all know, but this is direction that both are open to and wanting to build and look and work through the kinks. But again, like I said, the ROI speaker piece is partnering with Parole, so kind of changing up the meeting format a little bit, being able to help facilitate marketing and communications amongst the different community providers. So providing an ROI speaker or working with Parole and the agents to provide an ROI speaker that would inspire these individuals that are coming to these meetings. And also being able to, Raj had a great idea of acknowledging them being discharged from parole and offering them a certificate of completion to show everyone that is sitting in those PAC meetings that it is possible. Because that is like another additional, motivation and hope that when they're about to receive all these providers coming up and sharing like the kind of resources that they have, well, hey, if they already use some of these resources, that actually shows them that, there is hope, that it is, possible. The same, concept as the ROI speaker. So just inserting that piece and working with OC Cares to help with the community-based, provider presentations or community discussion topics. So we're speaking to the right audiences, basically, right? So we're able to, split off almost, but still be that connector CAP into the community. So I wanted to kind of get your feedback, as CAP, right? Because we're all part of CAP. How you feel about being able to split off, OC CAP and OC CAP really come along and partner with these, organizations to really help make a bigger impact. Anybody have any questions, comments? They don't think it's a good idea. They think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. I've already given my input.
Yeah, I'll speak on that. I think that's a great idea, partnering and collaborating and coming together that way that we can actually brainstorm and think of great ideas to actually engage the parolees and stuff. So I think it's a great idea. My vote's in.
Oh, thanks,
Megan,
Chelsea.
you already know how I feel. Megan and I have been talking about this since I think like the day I met her. So, and we've been talking about it inside the prisons too. So prison people, we do talk about how we want more collaborative unity among parole, like DAPO and reentry orgs. So they can hang out. It does work. Megan can make it happen. That's my 2 cents, but.
Thanks, Ange. Thanks, Chelsea. Anybody else?
It's a great idea. I support the idea. I really love the idea about the resource calendar. I think that's really helpful for providers as a whole, so we get a full snapshot for those of us that are doing multiple events or send our teams out. So being able to have that, so we activate and put our teams in different places is a great idea. So I definitely support that.
Thank you, Nisha. Yeah, I definitely think the resource calendar, also helps add another layer of helpfulness to all of the different partners here, because they're like, which event do I need to send my team to, right? And, it kind of sucks sometimes having to make that decision. But this way, we're able to all kind of come together. Again, one last meeting. If I can attend one last meeting, even though I want to attend as many meetings as possible, I think is also really helpful to be mindful of your time, right? And again, just to be more intentional with our audiences, because for us as providers, at least from my opinion, is like, I love hearing all these resources, but we should be partnering with the county on being able to have these discussion topics, to be able to speak directly to them, and then with the ROI speaker. So it's one less meeting. We're doing these both in person already. I mean, we can still do like quarterly meetings with CAP, or we can just I just want to evolve, right? I feel like we're doing such a great job as a community that, and CAP is doing a great job of just coming together and showing that it is possible. But let's just, again, be more intentional and try to figure out what, as we're coming out of COVID, we can do things differently. We don't have to continue to do the same exact thing over and over again. We can be creative. We can take best practices and apply them in different ways.
Yeah, I also, just to echo what Megan said, I know that the ROI speaker initially, to me, I will say that I was like very nervous, very triggered, traumatized, coming out of the system, never having been in before. And I was like, I'm not sharing my story with anyone, but I ran the women's empowerment meeting with Agent Svoboda back in the day when that was still happening with Department of Parole. And we started to kind of implement our own kind of mimicking what Megan was doing with the ROI speakers there. And it lifted just morale, positivity. Like, I don't do the data and statistics for Department of Parole, but if I could, I would say that it would definitely like increase engagement, decrease recidivism, and have this kind of active, ongoing kind of mentorship and accountability that I don't think is really happening when it's just a service provider directly to a formerly incarcerated person or an agent directly to a formerly incarcerated person. I think we need a little bit more. So I'm just going to give, that's my last platform. I get on my platforms all day about this, but I think that I'm just very appreciative that like the folks here have been so supportive of her vision on this. So I'm very excited if it happens.
Thanks, Ange. Anybody else? I don't want to
And
like.
it's- This
Hey,
is
Raj.
Raj. Sorry, my internet connection is going in and out, so I'm missing some of the comments, and some of the comments I'm having a hard time hearing. So just want to add to that, Enrique will definitely get you added to our pack distribution. If you can just put your email address into the chat, we'll add you to the distribution. And for the next pack meeting, I'll have Agent Tong send it out to you. But for the providers, as we bring on the ROI, one of the key concerns is going to be its time. So a lot of our clients that are there, you know, the last PAC meeting, we went about an hour and a half of providers providing their information, which about an hour is probably good. At over an hour, we're probably losing their attention. So with the ROI speaker coming in, we definitely need to cut the time somewhere. So what we will be asking going forward is that the providers kind of just stick to a 2-minute presentation. That'll give the ROI, as most of you know that attend the meeting, I will speak, Agent Tong, and give all the providers at least enough time to kind of present their program and then give more detail when the clients come up and ask for more information. I know we have some great stories, but if we can at least get those stories down to within those 2-minute timeframes to allow a lot of the providers to speak without having our clients unfortunately tune them out. So we do have more providers coming in, which is great. The PAC meeting is turning out to be bigger than I ever thought it would be. And thanks to Agent Sabota, who isn't here, but I know she's with us in spirit. That really kicked off and took my vision and ran with it, and Agent Tong for continuing it. With that said, Ms. Mandalay will be our person who will be transitioned over to overseeing the PAC meeting. As you know, Agent Tong is one of my supervisors and has more than enough duties to oversee. But for right now, be Agent or Ms. Mandalay, one of our Pro Service Associates. We'll have 4 other Pro Service Associates that'll be coming on board in Orange County. They'll be taking over various duties as well as community partnerships to engage and continue to build our relationships with the community providers and providing our clients with those connections. One other thing that we're also doing, just to give you an overview of some of the things that I'm looking at, is working with Work and Wardrobe. We're going to kind of do a 5-day training session for employment with a graduation at the end, and do a little party, a graduation, have families involved, and then connect them to employers. So that's something we're also doing, and we're also looking at starting another pilot program that Agent Tong came up with. Is we're going to start tracking anyone that's earned or gotten an early discharge from parole for being successful, and then have them come back and have a formal graduation and appreciation of completion. Something I'm sure Angela would want to be part of, and have their families and have food and just that recognition, that importance of what it is to succeed in life. And sometimes a lot of our clients don't know what that moment feels like, and we just want to be able to give as much of it as possible.
Thank you, Raj. And yeah, just to kind of echo what he said is, you know, when it comes to like the structure of the meeting and the timing of the meeting, what I would say is if you have a, you know, a lot of you, some of the providers have that ROI speaker piece. Well, why don't we just coordinate and have you be the ROI speaker for that month? And then it will tie directly into, you know, the services that you provide. So we just kind of have to additionally just do a little bit more coordination, but I believe that this is really going to make a bigger impact on those that are attending the PAC meeting, and really inspire them, and not just inform them. So, yeah. Anybody else have any comments? No? Okay, we'll continue on. So the next PAC meeting is going to be Wednesday, July 12th at Streetlight Church. So if you haven't already, you know, been to the PAC meeting and you want to come, or you want to be a provider, I also have Agent Tong's phone number with his extension. And the information. So hopefully you can all join us. You know, I know their information is also in the chat, so you can grab that. I will not be at the next PAC meeting. I will be in Florida for work. So we're going to be talking with OC Cares and then just finalizing everything with parole and when we're exactly going to roll it out. So you'll receive some sort of update and communication in July about how we're going to proceed accordingly. So thank you. All right, so here's the event that Joe was talking about, the OC Cares Employment Partnership Opportunity. So it's Thursday, July 20th. It's a very popular day. There's actually 3 events happening that day. So I'll be going from morning to night, morning from evening, 3 different events. It should be, hopefully I won't be too tired for the evening event that I'm speaking at. And so it's at the multi-purpose rehabilitation center, so kind of right behind juvenile hall. And then also, if you have any clients that need a tablet with Wi-Fi connectivity, please reach out to me, and we can see if we can get that covered for free for your clients if they qualify. The other thing that I want to talk about, and Nisha kind of talked about at the very beginning, was, a few, 5-6 weeks ago, we were talking about partnering together to be doing, just providing more programs out there in the community. And so one of the ones that, we pushed out to everyone, and we had a great response. So thank you so much. And we filled up the class, which was great. She didn't really expect that, and neither did I. Didn't know how the response was going to be, but I just was really happy that everyone was really receptive and wanted to take the class. So we have that Building Trauma-Informed Communities class right now. So this one is a part of this course where you can receive that certificate. And so there's the different courses that you're able to take. Nisha, do you want to talk about this? I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Megan. And yes, it was a wonderful response. We had a Building Informed Trauma Communities Conference a few weeks prior to that, and some of our community partners that we work with were in attendance. It was hosted at Great Wolf Lodge, and so it's something that we would normally do annually, but we had actually sidelined it due to COVID, but this was our first year back, and so we had an overwhelming response. We have wonderful instructors that are there, and one of the things that I want to highlight that it is for the community and for anybody who wants to sign up, but why we wanted to target providers in particular, because this is the grassroots work that you are doing with your clients, and you're dealing with these communities every day. And so we, as a higher education institution, wanted to be able to provide our provider a free tool. As we all know, it's really tough to get funding and get time off and get away in order to get CEs and be able to expand our knowledge as a provider group. And so as higher ed, we wanted to be able to offer that to our providers who are working with trauma in communities, which that's basically all of us. And so although in our marketing tool, you see little faces, that the program it is a whole person program. So it does go through lots of different things, whether you're talking about youth, whether you're talking about LGBTQIA persons of all ages, persons with disabilities, formerly incarcerated persons or adjusted impacted persons, persons dealing with homelessness or any type of trauma. Our wonderful speaker today talked about her experience as a sexual assault survivor. So we talk about that. We talk about trafficking, and we do a dive into what that looks like and really do some kind of live experiences, so that way our providers can go in more educated as they work with their clients. So it's something that was received very well. We look forward to the next cohort and to expand it. But one of the things that we want to make sure that this group knows, and you can share with your leadership and within your own organizations, is that we want to encourage you to get the certificate, because these are classes that you can take online. They're asynchronous. You can do it at your own pace. It's 24 hours. Megan, I don't think she would mind me sharing, but she's a member of our inaugural cohort, so she can speak to her experience of how easy it is. And I definitely have to give a huge, huge thank you to Carol for her administrative support in working with all of our students, getting them online, and with our team over at NOCE and at the district. But it is easy. We want to make it easy. Our professors are absolutely wonderful, and they are the best in their field. So this is an accredited program. This is something that's run nationally. And so I know a lot of times, sometimes when people think free, they think lesser quality. And that is not what this is. This, you would pay lots of money to actually participate in. So it's a free tool. And again, we do this as higher ed because it's something that our community partners have asked for, because they're seeing it every day in the work that they do. So that's a little bit of a snippet of it. So we want to encourage persons to sign up for the next cohort, but definitely take a look at it. You'll see this in the flyer. It has it on the slide deck here. And it's 8 weeks. And again, it's at your own pace. And we would love to have you participate and would love to have your feedback if there's anything that we can add or tweak. We also want to hear that from our community partners as well, and how we can expand and service you as a higher ed institution. Megan, anything else you want me to highlight? I just make sure I hit all my talking points.
No, you hit all of them. So thank you so much. And I really enjoy it's the Parenting 300, the Building Trauma Informed Communities. That I'm really enjoying that class right now. I haven't done my homework this week yet, but I will. But I really
homework, Megan.
I know. And I'm trying to join. They have weekly kind of debriefs or check-ins, so that you can talk about the information. If you have questions, you have access to the instructor too, the facilitator, which is great. So everything is online, which just makes it even easier in my opinion. But they've done a really great job putting together all the information, videos and then just some reading. And if you want to not read it like me, because I read emails all day, I do the immersive reader so I can just hear it. So I just really enjoy the way that they've set it up. And so Nisha, you have my commitment that I will be finishing this certificate course. So I'm really looking forward to exploring all the different courses, and have already kind of have an idea of which ones that I'm going to do. Definitely going to do the human trafficking, definitely going to do the LGBTQ+ youth, and then mental health, and I don't know, I might just do all of them and just not even just because it interests me, and I feel like it helps me in my role in just every day, or whether it's personal or professional. I feel like it's very useful information. So I'm just glad that able to partner with you all and be able to continually highlight it in the community and encourage you all to take these classes, and just appreciate you all being able to provide it for free, which makes it even better.
Absolutely. And I know, Megan, there are a couple of questions in the chat where we can sign up. So right now we're going through summer. And so that cohort is getting ready to commence on July 14th. And so we will be restarting again in the fall. And so we will certainly put that information out. We'll be working with Megan's team in order to get that information out and to do our next cohort, since it seems like we already have a lot of demand. We already had a wait list. So we will be working to work through that and get everybody signed up. But yes, that information will be forthcoming. So right now it is closed, but one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about it is to prepare everybody for fall. So enjoy your 4th of July, enjoy your Memorial Day, and then we definitely will be getting everybody signed up for our fall cohort that will be coming up in August. So we'll be putting that information out.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
If I could ask if Carol is she on the
yes.
call?
Yeah.
Okay. Carol, if there's a way if we could pull together the persons who are wanting to sign up and we can track that, it'll be great. If you could pull that for us, that would be really helpful. Thank you, Carol.
I'm sure Carol will be able to do that, looking through the chat and everything. So I'm committing Carol, and that's okay. So thank you all, honestly, for all your support over the last 4 years. I have the meeting date TBD because this going into July, we're really going to be finalizing the discussions with Parole, with OC Cares, and how we're really going to be looking towards the future of CAP, and really helping the community, the reentry community, just the community in general, heal, because I believe that most of us all have some sort of connection to someone that is justice involved or justice impacted. And so how do we help heal the community? And so I just see this as like the next phase for OCCAP. So we're not going away, we're actually getting stronger, and we're building better and stronger partnerships with you all, and being able to communicate with the community more effectively, hopefully, and just really advocate and be a voice for everyone, and just wanting to make the community like healthier, stronger, and happier. And just our hope is just really to break the cycle. I know that sounds really naive and a huge goal, but I really feel like we're making strides, especially in Orange County. And so I just really want to continue that momentum and really just continue that hope and that faith that we can get there, you know, and the county is really just doing a lot of great things, and so is the state. So we just want to be, we just want to partner with you all and partner with them, and really just making this something that can be achievable. So we will let you know exactly when the next meeting is, or how we're going to be rolling this out to everyone. So again, OCCAP is not going away. We're just shifting, and we're growing to help be more intentional with your time, and intentional with our audiences, and trying to make a bigger impact. So I hope you all have a great 4th of July. Carol will send out the recap email with any flyers that you all posted in the chat. If you wanted anything, you know, sent, or you have any questions, feel free to follow up with me, you know, after this meeting. I again hope you all have a great 4th of July, and just look forward to the next. Nisha said 40 years. I don't know if I'll be 40 years from now, but you know, for the next however many years, I really hope that we can just continue to make the community better. So thank you so much. Joe, did you want to say anything?
Nope, just waving goodbye.
Okay, thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and happy 4th of July.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Have a great 4th of
everyone.
July.
Thank you. Congratulations, Megan.
Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
Carol, do you have everything?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.